Who do you think is the most romantic? Americans or Brits?
Americans. We have both lived in the UK and the USA, and we thought it would be interesting to compare how Valentine's Day is celebrated in each country.
There is one particularly distinct difference. In the UK, it is a demonstration of love to your one and only. By contrast, in the US, the day is also a public display of friendship and love to all and many.
The most popular gifts in both countries are Valentine's cards, chocolates and flowers, red roses especially. Other gifts include jewellery, personalised gifts and clothing. The day is often celebrated by a romantic night in or by dining out at a nice restaurant. A romantic getaway is a popular Valentine's treat too.
According to YouGov America, recent country-specific surveys from the United States, United Kingdom and Germany suggest that Americans have the warmest feelings towards Valentine's Day. 33% of Americans said they either loved or liked the day, compared to 23% of Germans and just 19% of Brits. On the other hand, 25% of Brits said they either hated or didn't like Valentine's Day, as did 20% of Germans, and just 17% of Americans. The Brits are most likely to think that Valentine's Day is too commercial. That does not surprise me.
Not at all. According to a 2017 study, more than half, 52%, of the UK population didn't plan to buy a gift for their loved ones for Valentine's Day. 48% didn't even plan to buy a card.
Come on, Brits! However, the study conducted for PricewaterhouseCoopers calculated that the people of the UK would spend almost £500 million on Valentine's Day gifts, men spending about £40 each, which is nearly twice as much as women. The study also predicted that the average spending on Valentine's Day would rise 12% compared to the year before.
In the United States, about 190 million Valentine's Day cards are sent each year, not including the hundreds of millions of cards school children exchange. Valentine's Day is a major source of economic activity, with total expenditure around $20 billion, working out at an average of $155 per person. According to Statista, 94% of Americans believe in true love. Therefore, it is no surprise to see that 52% of Americans plan to celebrate Valentine's Day in some way with family members, friends, or their other half. Restaurants, florist shops, chocolatiers and jewellery shops are gearing up for one of the biggest spending days of the year.
I noticed in our local supermarket this year that the Valentine's Day stuff was out before Christmas.
You are joking.
Nope, haven't noticed that before, but this year for sure. You don't go buy chocolates in December for Valentine's Day.
No.
You will have eaten them before.
Of course, you eat them. Yeah, you eat them all over Christmas. Then you'd have to go out again. Perhaps that's what they're doing it for.
There you go. We're onto you.
Yeah.
Retailers. According to a recent survey by GetSidecar.com, the most romantic state is Hawaii, followed by Texas and then California. Poor Vermont finished bottom.
But don't worry, Vermont, you came in at a very respectable 10th place according to a recent poll by wisevoter.com. They had Nevada in top position, followed by Hawaii and then Florida. Kentucky, you were in that bottom place this time.
But it's all subjective, whatever floats your boat. Going back to the UK, in a tradition dating back to the Victorian era, anonymous Valentine cards were sent to romantic interests. Victorians believed signing their name to the card was considered bad luck. I remember rushing to the letterbox on Valentine's Day morning to see if there were any anonymous cards, and if there were, you just felt like a princess.
Yeah.
Hoping it was that cool guy, you know, the one that you'd had a crush on for ages.
The Welsh also celebrate St Donwyn's Day. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Our lovely Welsh viewers will obviously going to tell us.
Do we?
What? On January the 25th.
There you go, whatever you celebrate on January 25th, that's what we're trying to say.
She is the Welsh patron saint of lovers, and men traditionally gift women with hand-carved wooden spoons. The tradition is based on the notion that Welsh sailors carved designs into wooden spoons while at sea to bring back to their lovers at home. Though still not as popular as St Valentine's Day, St Donwyn's Day has increased in popularity in recent years due to a campaign in 2003 between the Welsh Language Board and the UK supermarket Tesco to distribute 50,000 free cards in 43 of its Welsh stores. One card was inserted with a special heart, the finder of which would be entitled to a prize. The board also suggested numerous ways to celebrate the feast besides sending cards. For example, organising a love-themed music concert, setting up a singles night, preparing a romantic meal, and perhaps composing a love poem.
Paris, Rome and Venice all claim to be the city of love. But did you know that Glasgow also claims to be the city of love? This is based on a connection which Glasgow has with St Valentine, an Italian martyr who has never even set foot in Scotland. It is believed that the forearm of one of the St Valentines, by the way, there may be more than one, is kept in the church of Blessed St John dan Scotius. Scotus?
Is there a picture of that church? You could put the title and the picture up and then you could say kept in a local church.
Is there? Oh yeah, it's kept in a local church.
Yes. Can't have you mispronouncing Scotus.
No. The relic is decorated with red roses. Special services dedicated to lovers and featuring prayers for all those still seeking it are held in the church on Valentine's Day.
Gretna Green, the first Scottish village encountered when travelling from England to Glasgow, was a popular destination for English couples to elope to. The Clandestine Marriages Act 1753 prevented couples under the age of 21 marrying in England or Wales without their parents' consent. As it was still legal in Scotland to marry without such consent, couples began crossing the border into Scotland to marry. It is still a popular place for marriages, especially on February 14th.
In Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, when Lydia Bennet elopes with George Wickham, she leaves behind a note stating that their intended destination is Gretna Green, though later they are found living together in London, having not in fact travelled to Scotland at all.
On Valentine's Eve in Norfolk, England, the mysterious character of Jack Valentine knocks on doors and leaves gifts.
My grandma used to tell us the story about how when she was a little girl, she would always run to the door quickly when she thought it was Jack Valentine to try and grab the gift, because what would happen is an adult or another person would tie a little rope or a piece of string to the gift and pull it away before you could get there, and you'd have to chase after it.
The most romantic line from literature, film and TV was voted for in a poll in 2016 and was conducted by Channel 4. It came from a Jane Austen line from her novel Sense and Sensibility. My heart is and always will be yours.
Who do you think is the most romantic? Americans or Brits? There may be some cultural differences between the ways men in the United States and men in the United Kingdom express romantic feeling. And women too.
I think it's more understated in the UK, probably.
I think when we do a romantic gesture, then it's usually, you know that we mean it.
Yes. American culture is often associated with expressing emotions and feelings openly.
British culture, on the other hand, is more associated with being subtle and reserved when expressing emotions.
What do you think? And how will you be celebrating Valentine's Day? Please let us know in the comments section below.
Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, then please give us a like, maybe share with a friend, and hit subscribe to follow us on YouTube.